out to more viewers. Those viewers join this growing community. They post the tips and tricks, or they can post requests, which I'll personally review and then share with everyone. With that said, on to the show. So I'm going to show you the intro, which says 100% private podcast center. Okay, so video broadcasting often feels like a locked door for many creative makers. Complex command lines and broken scripts. I've personally witnessed this, especially because I'm using FFmpeg. Even before now using Nginx, all of that frequently ruin your best live streams. I've also made some personal mistakes as well. So hey, by the way, I do make mistakes because I'm human. So some people, especially when I started doing the live stream, people were like, "Are you human? Are you a bot? Are you AI? Really? Seriously?" Okay. Anyway, so Restreamer changes everything by turning your workstation into a professional broadcast hub. It replaces ancient tools with a clean and modern containerized video engine. Just a second there, I believe, yes, we have finally Odyssey is up. I don't know why Odyssey is. It takes a while to give me the URL, but it's finally up, so that's good. And then, oh, I forgot one very important thing. I forgot to start up a Social Ninja stream. Just give me a second, I'll start that up. So that will allow you guys, if you join the live chat will appear somewhere around here. Okay, so it's up and running now. It'll probably take a few seconds to initialize. So you can eliminate high subscription costs. Managing multiple streams destination used to require expensive cloud subscription services. Now you can host your own distribution center with total data privacy. This software handles the heavy lifting of video transcoding and protocol conversion. You get a sleek web interface that simplifies high-level production tasks instantly. So for me, for example, I use FFmpeg, and I don't need to retranscode, but you can if you wish. I don't need to do so. So what I do is I simply just I set up an endpoint in FFmpeg, and I put that into OBS, and then OBS will basically grab the signal from, FFmpeg will grab the signal from the endpoint from OBS, and then sent out to multiple. For example, right now as we speak, I'm live streaming to YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, Kick, and Twitch all at the same time. And I can add more as well. It works pretty fine for me, but I've been tweaking it because sometimes there was a performance thing, and because one of the biggest problems with BitChute is because BitChute uses RTMPS, so that's a secure one. So that's why I wasn't able to use Nginx, because Nginx I would have to use FFmpeg. I'm like, if I'm going to use FFmpeg, might as well just do it on the command line. I don't need Nginx to run that, and that's what I do. So you can it uses a modern SRT video protocol. That one basically provides a rock solid stability even when your network connection becomes highly unstable. So for example, for me, I use the SpaceX Starlink for internet. So although it's been rock solid for me, you can imagine, because it's wireless, it's a satellite, some things could go wrong. Nothing has gone, I'm just saying it could. And obviously because everything is Wi-Fi, wireless, that could also be a problem, because before, when I was in a condo, everything was wired, so it was way more stable, but I never live streamed then. So what I'm saying is that, yeah, that's what I'm trying. Plus I was also in the city. Right now I'm in a rural area. So standard RTMP simply can't match the low latency of this modern transport. Your audience enjoys a smooth experience while you maintain full hardware support. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to segue a little bit and explain to you some of the things here. So as you guys know, I recently put up a microsite, iDilem.store here, and then I promote my book, The Algorithmic Serpent, which I'll talk about later as well. It's a novelette. It's a psychological thriller about a scientist who creates an AI system and loses his mind, so he has to gain control of his mind. It's very, very affordable. It's just at cost. Or mostly at cost, I should say. I do make, I think, like 10 or 20 cents for each sell. There's also an ebook version. I'll talk about that at the end of the video. And then my greatest one is this one, the Recession Business Blueprint. It's a guide to help you start a business during a recession. This is a real book. I mean, it's a full book is what I mean. So what they're thinking is starting a side business, a gig, or a full-time employment, like what I did when way back in 2009, or the information in the Recession Business Blueprint. I just recently wrote this. I believe it was either this year or very late last year. So the information is up to date. I'm not relying on things which are outdated. I'm saying that I updated everything that all works. And obviously, because I started business in the recession, I have I didn't just use my example. I used my customers and everybody as well. So pick it up if you have the means, and if you have any questions, you can contact me as well. Okay, then I also have this temp email service. I don't have a name for it yet, so right now I just call it temp email service. So as you can see here, if you know those annoying things when you sign up for something and then they'll say, oh, we're going to send you some secret code or whatever nonsense, you can simply use this temporary email, and basically it lasts only 5 minutes. You can extend it up to 3 times. So be careful when you use this, because if you refresh, you see you get another one. It basically, everything is stored in memory. So meaning that you there's nothing stored on the server. So it's not like there's a log and they can say, oh, the email from last week. No, it's literally just there. It arrives, it automatically sends here, and nothing, everything's run in memory. I said, if you guys want, I can also show you how I actually set it up. There's no, it's very simple. It's not a full mail server. It literally just uses whatever is sent is automatically output here. Now, obviously, it's for this specific one. Obviously, this email address. For example, if I had 123@idilam.space, it will not show those emails. It's only going to show emails for this particular email service. I don't even call it an account, because it's just that. It's just a quick service. All right, now. Because some of you guys don't like me using the command line, don't worry, I got you guys covered. We're going to use Podman Desktop. So I'm going to start up Podman Desktop. I'm hoping this tutorial goes very quickly. Okay, here's Podman Desktop. Now, where am I here? It's Podman Desktop. Give me a second. I want to make sure I get everything correct. Pull up my notes. I was actually ready to replace Z editor with the Eclipse there, but oh man, that one has some even has worse quirks than Z, so I'm gonna stick to Z. Looks like they did some updates and I'm a little bit happier with them. There's still some things I dislike, but hopefully they work through that stuff and it'll be fine. Okay, so this is Podman Desktop. Don't worry, it looks intimidating, but it's really easy. I've actually begun to like using it, although it's a little bit heavy. It's cross-platform, meaning if you're on Linux, which I am, or if you're on Mac OS or Windows, you can get Podman Desktop. So what we do is we go to Images. We go to Images here, and oh, looks like I didn't delete. Okay, so some of this stuff some of this stuff is for upcoming tutorials. You guys are gonna like that tutorial that's upcoming. So I think, let me make sure. Oh yeah, I think this is the one. So basically, just go to Pool and make sure it's the one. No, that's Debian, Golang. Why did I get Golang so many times? Alpine. Oh yeah, I need to get rid of all this. I was trying to compile something for the Raspberry Pi. I was gonna use Podman container, compile it, and then put it on the Raspberry Pi. So I guess I need to get rid of this. So this should be actually deleted. I don't know. Yeah, see, it's Golang. So so all this, let me actually. I'm gonna grab all this because they're not needed. Including Debian. So yeah, so I'm gonna delete those 3. They're not needed. With delete. Click delete. Yeah, they're not needed. See, they're not being used. I forgot to remove them. Because my Raspberry Pi is the Pi 0W, it's only 32 bits, so a lot of software is 64-bit ARM. So I was trying to compile it, and yeah, I was running. So some of they are basically obviously in the Golang, but they were just a pain. So I forgot to delete them. So the images are gone. Okay, now what you do is you go to Pool here, And the image to pull is want to get the latest Restreamer. So you just obviously you can just type Restreamer. Oop, I spelled it wrong. So you see there's Restreamer.io, not that one. There's this one here, data data RHEI Restreamer. That's the one we want. And then I click pull image. So it's going to pull the image. Okay, while it's pulling the image, it's done. It's finished very quickly. I forgot to actually go to the website, so let me actually go there. The website for this one is Dara. I don't know how to pronounce that. This one here. You see, it's Restreamer, an easy-to-use open-source video server with fancy user interface and FFmpeg API for free video streaming. So you can read about it here. Easy configuration, no license cost. You can install with Docker. Obviously, I've used Podman. Obviously, it works perfectly fine. It's cross-platform. You see, runs on Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. It just even runs on ARM, obviously, and Raspberry Pi. The other Pis, which are 64-bit, mine is obvious. Oh, looks like it can run also on. Oh, interesting. Looks like I could also run this on the Raspberry Pi. Man, I should have done that. I didn't know that. If you guys want me to run it on my Raspberry Pi Zero, it looks like I'm able to run it. I didn't realize I could. All right, and then obviously if you have NVIDIA, CUDA, or VAPI, that's also, it says Intel, but it also works on AMD. All right, so, and then you can also look at the source code. It's on GitHub, I think. It's a quick way to jump to GitHub here. Here is GitHub, so just click on that. And you can see here, this is GitHub, the code is here. You see it's still well maintained, and you can read more information about this here as well. It's pretty easy. You can see how to install just a single command line, but it's Docker, but you can just replace Docker with Podman. I did recently a tutorial, including an article about Podman versus Docker, because that was requested by one of the viewers, so I did that. And then as you can see, you can also build your own custom images if you wish. Alright, so back to Podman here. So we have pulled the image. You see it's this one right here. So one thing I need to open up the command line. I need to open up the file manager here. I'm gonna go here to tutorial, and I'm gonna create a folder called Restreamer. Inside the Restreamer here, I'm gonna create two folders. I'm gonna use the what do you call it? I'm gonna use the file manager today. So this one is gonna simply be called if I spell it right. You know, I'm gonna copy paste because I don't want to spell it wrong. Restreamer.config folder, and then I'm also gonna create a Restreamer data folder. So we're going to create those two folders. Okay, now I'm going to put this out of the way here. All right, now let's get started. So you see our image here. You just click on the run button, run image, and then it's going to create a container for you. So for the container, we're just going to call it Restreamer. We're just lazy, call it whatever you want. It's going to be Restreamer. Then when we go down here, you see the port mapping. Now, because we're using Podman, be careful because Podman is rootless. So that means that by default, what you want is the port number should be above 1000. The reason for that is because the user is 1000. Okay, so in Linux. So I'm guessing Unix type system, that would probably be Mac OS as well. So any port number above 1000 is perfectly fine. So for example, if this was port 35, I would have to put 1035 or 10,000, whatever, as long as it's above 1000. So in this particular case, it wants to use 1935. I think that one is okay. So I have to be careful because I'm running the live stream right now. I believe I'm using that port number, so I might have to change this port number here. You know what? I'm going to put a 0 just in case. So it's going to be 19350. And this one I'm also going to put a 0. The reason I'm doing this is because I don't want this to conflict with my live stream right now, because I believe 1935 is the default RTMP port. So that's what I said, I'm going to change it. I'm just going to be careful and put an extra 0 there. And then this one, 6000, I don't think I'm using that for anything. So, oh, that's for the SRT inject. You know what, I'm also going to put an extra 0 there, just to be on the safe side. I'm going to put an extra 0 there. And then usually there's some other ports. There should be a couple of them. Yeah, here you go. 8080 and 8081. I know I'm not using those ones right now, so those ones I'll be perfectly fine. I don't need to put any environmental variables, but one thing I need to do is I need to put the volumes. So you see here the volumes. So what I'm saying is that if I wasn't doing the live stream right now, I would leave this as 1935 and this 1936. But I'm saying is I'm doing a live stream right now. I'm also this guy here, as you can see, or this one here. This is actually my phone. It's an old phone, so I'm using that as a webcam. So what I do not want to interfere with any of the other ports. That's something I'm being extra cautious. But if I wasn't doing a live stream, I would, like I said, I would leave the default. So that's up to you. Obviously, you can change it to whatever you want. So now for the volumes, I'm gonna click here, and basically we're gonna grab these two files. So the first one is we're gonna go to our Z image here tutorial. We're gonna go to Restreamer. Where's Restreamer here. We're gonna grab the config and hit select. You can see here. Then we're gonna map it to inside the container. We're gonna map it to /core. So right, core/config. Okay, then we're gonna add another one. Sure, you guys can guess which one is gonna be the next one. It's gonna be the data one. Click OK, and that one is gonna be /core/data. Okay, so that's it. Then we can start our container. I hit start container, and then we have you see it's running. And if we go to containers here, you can see it's running as well right here, container. So it's running. That's fantastic. Now let's go back to images. It's also running here. It doesn't really matter. So okay. Now all we need is a web browser. So I'm going to use a Chromium web browser just in case this has some OpenGL or something which LibreWolf does not. So I'm going to grab this here. I'm going to use the Chromium browser, as I said. And then I'll show you. I'll give you a quick. Don't worry, we're almost done. The tutorial is almost done. Just bear with me here. Okay, so you just go to localhost and 8000. And I think it's 8000. Is it 8080? I can't remember. Oh no, it's 8080. Oops, sorry. It was 8080, 8080, and 8081. So there you go. You see, it says Restreamer, an easy-to-use video framework, video server and framework for video streaming. Do you mean to go to the admin panel? Of course, we want to go to the admin panel. So I should have put /UI here. So I'll just click yes, and you see it goes to /UI. Now. This is not a problem here. This is most likely because I ran it before. Probably I didn't clean up some stuff in the web browser. I haven't cleared the cache in a while. So you see, this is the password. I guess it's creating a password for me. So I'm going to grab that password just in case. Okay, and I'll paste it back in here. Then I'm going to register that user. So it's going to start Restreamer, and it's boom. So Restreamer is now running, and you see it says welcome to Restreamer version 2, the solution for fast and easy video publishing, free for private and commercial use. Further help is in the doc. So next step, video setup. Okay, now here this should be familiar to you guys, right? Because it's basically, you can use this in place of let's say OBS, or you can add this to OBS as well. So when we're here, so the SRT server, there's also advanced setup. You can obviously network source. I said that's very similar to OBS if you come from it. RTMP server and hardware device. So I'm going to pick SRT server here, and it says it's not enabled. Do you want to enable it? Yes, we do want to enable that. And then it will ask for the. So what I need to do here is I need to enable it, And if you remember, in our settings it was port 6000, but because remember I changed it to 60,000, so I'll make sure I set it here to 60,000. And if you want to put a password, you should put one in here. So I'm just going to hit save, and it says a restart is needed. Fine, let's start it. So it's restarting. You see, that's perfectly fine. Now it's working. Now I said you can leave the default settings. I said the reason I changed them again is because I'm doing a live stream right now, so I don't want any conflicts. That's why I did that. And then obviously you can also go to RTMP here, and you see it was gonna use. You can also have an RTMP server or an RTMPS server. So remember I told you about BitChute. BitChute uses RTMPS. Now that gave me problems with when I was using Nginx until I figured out that Nginx, the RTMP plugin doesn't support RTMPS. So I had to use FFmpeg, and I was thinking if I'm going to use FFmpeg, why don't I just use FFmpeg for everything, right? So that's what I'm doing right now. So as you can see here, you can obviously enable this, and you put the port number. Remember we added a 0 for hours, so you can put that one. And then what you can do is in OBS, for example, I think I took a screenshot of this. So here and then the RTM, if you're going to use so the RTMP server, RTMPS. I don't know why I went the wrong one here, but okay. So then this doesn't make sense. This is a bug. I clearly clicked on this one, but then it showed me this one. Do I have to click both? Okay, so if I click this one, yeah, it's only this one. That's so weird. I clearly clicked this one. I don't know why it's not going here, but yeah, it should be here. Or maybe just using the same port. Okay, that's fine. And then press enter. I don't know why it's not letting me. Looks like it's not letting me do. It's not letting me go anywhere. So maybe that's a mistake. So maybe you have to use 1935. Okay, so there. Okay, that one does work. Okay, whatever. I think there's a bug there. And then you should add an endpoint here. Usually you call it something like /server or whatever name. Live. I like using live, so you can just put something like live. I'm not gonna put live because that's what I'm using right now. You know what? I'll put live 2. Live 2. And then what you do is you go into your OBS, and in the streaming section you put it here. It will tell you, for example, hit save. I'll give you an example here. If I hit save, we start again. Yeah, so we have that, and then you can have you see it will be live 2, and then authentication. You guys saw the password here. Network. That's my IP address. I didn't expect it to show my IP address to you guys. Okay, and then what else is here? You know what? You guys saw my IP address, the public IP address. It doesn't matter because I said before I'm on satellite internet. The internet is probably going to change in a couple hours anyway. So you guys won't be able to send any bots or whatever. I said I'm in a rural area here. I'm far away from my neighbors. Yeah. So there we go. That's basically all you need to do. So I'm going to close this. And next is the video setup. And then obviously you can pick a network source, you can pick a hardware. So let's see if it detects any hardware here. So hardware, input devices. I don't know why it's not detecting the input devices. It should detect the webcam. I don't know why it's not. It should detect that it's a webcam because the webcam OBS is not using that. The microphone. Oh, I guess that's weird. It doesn't detect that one. And network source. Yeah, so you can do. I'm not going to put this. I said because I'm already using OBS, so there might be a conflict there. And then what else? Hardware. We'll take that. Advanced setup. Let's go to advanced setup. So in advanced setup, you can change the processing control. You can see all this stuff in here. Right, and then we go to meta information. And then the license, obviously. Then I like this. Really like this, man. I think OBS could use some of this stuff as well. Just put the license there as well. They're really nice. Oh, I did promise I will do a Creative Commons tutorial. I've just been a little bit busy right now, but it is on my agenda. Normally what I do, those license tutorials when I'm going to be away, but it looks like I'm going to be here for a while because especially with the car, I'm going to be grounded for a while. So yeah. Oh, here we go. Is this the one to invoke the... Okay, so when you click on that, then you can start... Oh, nice. Very nice. And then you can do different channels. I really like this. System about, logout, about, docs, system. Let's go to docs. So you can see here it's the data or data here, I think that's the, or hey, data hey, Restreamer. And as you can see, oh, I didn't even see you could do this. What is this one here? Yeah, so like I said, there's so much stuff you can do. Oh, you can also this plugin like extensions, share secret link, private. Very nice. So there you go. Especially put it on your remote server. You can also do way more stuff. Like I said, like it's on the Raspberry Pi. I should have tried it on the Raspberry Pi. Maybe I'll do that. If you guys want me to put it on my Raspberry Pi to see, it looks like it's pretty fast, so it should be able to run now without any issues. On the 32-bit one, so yeah, it doesn't take up too many resources. It's really nice. So I'm going to log out of here. Okay, and I'm going to close this browser tab, and then as I said, I'm the only person who does this Podman type tutorials, and then I show you how to remove this stuff. So when you're done, you obviously go to your container, or you can go to your container. So let's go to the containers. It's the Restreamer. Hit stop, and then you can delete it. But when you delete it, you're only deleting the container, you're not deleting the image. So when you come up here, you can see it's still here, so you can simply just delete the image if you don't like the app. If you like it, obviously continue using it. Now I said if you guys want, I can easily install this on the Raspberry Pi W0. And again, the link for this one is there on it's just data, as you saw, data hi what is it? Is it .com? Yeah, .com, datahi.com. And then they have a GitHub page as well, which is just the data hi hey, I think it's hey, data hey slash Restreamer, and then you go. You can grab it there as well in the documentation as we took a look at. Okay, so let's go back and finish up this tutorial. Before we do that, just quick segue again. So you can see this has expired after the 5 seconds because nobody was there to click the extend. I think it's probably been more than 20 minutes anyway. So you can see here, you just click that, and then you see it refreshes the page, and you get a new email alert. So this is called temporary email. There's about, and there's a privacy policy, and if you want to contact me, obviously you can click that, and there'll be a form you can fill in to contact me if there's any problems. Now, if I click the back button here, you see we go back to this idealem.space. The other one was idealem.space. This one is idealem.store. So again, we have the session business blueprint, and then we have the algorithmic serpent. And again, if you want to go to the temporary email service, it's idealem.space. Okay, so if you want to master the professional stack by visiting our curated technical resource library, check out the highly quality education books on Amazon. You can search for Fedora Jumbo. The link is in the description as well. And then if you want to get some courses, I have on our jumboshop.com. I'm going to revamp our jumboshop.com, but you can still sign up for now. And then the link is also in the description. And if you need one-on-one tutorials, you can contact me on jumbo.com/contact, or if you want consultation services, that's jumboservices.com/contact. The links for all of this are in the description. And so this seamless containerized deployment, as I said, we use Podman, especially Podman Desktop. You can launch the entire system using a simple terminal command. But I said, I know you guys don't like to go into the terminal. That's perfectly fine. That's why I use Podman Desktop. So the unified dashboard shows real-time statistics for every active video bit stream. You can monitor CPU usage and frame rate without leaving your browser, as you saw. So for the hardware encoding performance, as you can see here, the SRT protocol on port 6000. I said the reason I changed the port numbers, I'm going to repeat again because some people always forget the part I said, is because I'm saying I'm doing a live stream right now. So I don't want any conflicts. That's why I changed the port numbers. But normally because they're above 1000, they should be perfectly fine. And also, you guys know I do a lot of web development stuff. So so I'm saying is right now I'm not. So that's why I was able to use the 8080 and 8081. It's no problem. For example, 8081 is a port I actually use for AI, right? So I'm saying I'm not running any AI right now. So that's why I could leave those default port numbers. And then you can also do multi-streaming, obviously multiple devices. I couldn't detect my device today for some reason. Maybe I need to do a pass-through. GPU encoding, it does all that. Optimizing resource allocation. So this could probably be, for me, a replacement for something like OBS. OBS has a very what do you call it, rudimentary mixing thing, which works well enough for me. So if I can find something that can do mixing, that's what I'm working on right now. And then I might be able to replace because OBS is kind of heavy. And yeah, it works fine, so I'm not going to complain. What I'm saying is like some things I find really annoying. For example, like this guy here, this webcam, the one that ships with OBS, it slows this down. And as you can see right now, I can put my hand up. You see, and you guys will see my hand up basically instantly. So what I'm saying, it's in perfect sync, which was not which OBS I'm not able to replicate in OBS. Okay, and then the interface allows you to create beautiful players for your own website. Stop relying on third-party platforms that take a cut out of your revenue. Self-hosting your stream stack is the ultimate power move for tech enthusiasts. It provides the flexibility that modern digital creators demand, and follow these simple steps to organize your current video broadcasting setup today. The transition from old tools to this platform is surprisingly fast and easy. Okay, and again, we talked about my books. I do have a copy of the Algorithmic Serpent right here. It's a novelette, see by me, the author, Eduardo Jumbo. It's about a scientist who creates an AI system and loses his mind, so he has to gain control of his mind and the AI system. This is the back. So as I said before, this is mostly at cost. There's also an ebook version, which I'll talk about in just a few minutes. My greatest one is the Recession Business Blueprint. That's a guide to help you start a business during a recession, whether you want to do a side gig or maybe you want to do full-time, whether it's for goods or you want to do a services, or it could be opening a restaurant, or it could be programming or consultation services. It doesn't matter. The Recession Business Blueprint will be your guide for all of that. The reason I call it the Recession Business Blueprint is because I started my business during a recession, and you learn so much more how to be lean, and you also get some surprisingly good you can get some really good deals. Because not everybody, but a lot of people are struggling. It could be suppliers, it could be a landlord. So I'm saying is the best time to start business always during a recession. So whether you need some more skills, the Recession Business Blueprint will help guide you towards that process. Like for example, when I started my business in 2009, I wasn't comfortable with my marketing skills, so I actually went back to school. I went back to Humber College and I took a marketing diploma. It was a 2-year diploma. I wanted something that was 6 months as quickly as possible. Anyways, the point is, yeah. And when I left, I was much more comfortable with marketing. As you guys can see, I have no problem speaking to public. The only problem I said was the marketing. I wasn't comfortable with that part, but it helped me. It helped me tremendously. I knew everything else, like whether it was accounting or doing the law stuff. I can do that. I said the only thing was the marketing, which I'm very good at. And then all my books have ebook versions. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you can get them for free. At least you can read them for free. So, and then if you have any issues or concerns, you can contact me. I'll show you that in a few minutes as well. So if you want to know more about me, I have a bio here. I'm a software engineer. I'm also an author. I'm going to be hopefully an influencer sometime this year. And then my book page on Amazon. The link is there. It's also in the description. And then if you need support, the consultation services, ojamboservices.com. The link is also in the description. And if you want to learn, the ojamboshop.com for the online courses. I said I'm going to revamp that site, hopefully soon, within a week or so even, and then I will, we'll go from there. But you can still sign up for the courses. All right, and then there's a comment section here. It shows up about 14 days after the article goes live, so you can post things like what we talked about, the restreaming, RTMP, SRT, FFmpeg, OBS, whether what you like, what you don't like, all that's perfectly fine for the comment section. But if you want to contact me, the best way to contact me is use the contact form on ojambo.com/contact, ojamboservices.com/contact, and ojamboshop.com/contact. And here are the channels you can follow me: Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. And by the way, I am actually live streaming on all of them at the same time right now using FFmpeg. I should actually have tried doing it with a Restreamer, just for one-off. But I like I said, I'm comfortable with the command line, so that's what I'm doing here. Now, I'd like to implore you to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments, because the more people subscribe, the more this content gets pushed out to more viewers, and those viewers can join this growing community, post their tips and tricks, or they can post requests, which I'll personally review, and then I'll share with everyone. I share everything. There's no secrets. My philosophy in life is when I learn something, I can share it so people improve. It's meaning that then I also improve. Meaning that if I show them that tip, maybe they're going to create software that gets better, and then things just keep on improving that way. I've seen that with open source. That's why I won't call myself an open source advocate, even though the channel and everything, I just review open source software. But I just seen it's amazing what has been achieved through open source software. You don't have to worry about the licenses. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. That's why I guess I'm a little bit of an advocate for it. Even my operating system, Fedora Linux. I don't have to put up with the ULAs and all that nonsense. All right, and then if you want to see what's upcoming, you can click here. Oh, I should get rid of the subscribe button there, and go back to the outro, 100% private broadcast center. So if you want to see what's upcoming, go to ojambo.com, go to watch many live something. You can see we just finished this one, the Restreamer. Tomorrow, you guys are going to love tomorrow's tutorial. Tiny secrets for the 0W, the Pi 0W for speed. And then after that, another one you guys will probably love is the Blender. We're going to use local AI to procedurally animate some amateurs, the bones. This is going to be like a robotic arm, okay? And then I expect the local AI to mess things up, so don't worry, I'll show you actually three ways how to fix it. One in Blender, one with code, and and then you can obviously just tweak your code as well. And then after that, we will show you some rootless privacy containers. So this is going to be like a home lab. And then after that, you guys are going to love this one. I guarantee you guys are going to love this one. This is going to be AI. We're going to use stable-diffusion, but we're going to use Vulkan. We're going to compare Vulkan to RockM, because there have been some bugs with RockM, and this really drives me crazy. So we're going to compare the speed, and you're going to see Vulkan is very, very stable. And obviously Vulkan runs on the CPU, integrated graphics, and dedicated graphics. So it's agonistic, meaning that you don't have to have a particular GPU or a CPU or integrated graphics. It will work on all of them, and it works extremely well. And we'll test that out. In fact, one thing that impresses me, it loads images really, really, really fast. Oh, and then today I discovered something which used to drive me crazy, which I will share over the next few days. Maybe I'll share it tomorrow. So Blender 5 has moved to using Vulkan by default, but the problem is when you enable it, it sets it to auto. So auto could be the CPU, it could be the integrated graphic, or the dedicated one. So normally it picks the first one it finds, which is the integrated graphics. So if you guys remember when I do the AI stuff in Blender, sometimes it crashes or whatever. Well, I'll show you how you can use the dedicated graphics again. That will be tomorrow's tutorial. I wrote it down so I don't forget. Okay, now with that said, for chat, I got this chat. I believe it's from. Okay, it's from Cake, so it looks like it's spam chat. So I'm gonna end that one, and then that's it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. There won't be a night stream tonight, but I'll try to put one up sometime on the weekend. Most likely, maybe I don't know about tomorrow. Tomorrow's kind of iffy. Definitely, probably by Sunday, I'll put one up. Okay, with that said, guys, see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Bye now.